you know, the couch. And so I have the towels that I talked about right here, and then I blew up all of the balloons, and then I have the gifts in here. So balloons everywhere, not a lot of balloons, but balloons on the floor. And yeah, so that's that. And then we have the little birthday situation here with the confetti, and just a little happy birthday sign, happy birthday napkins, and I'll put the cherry pie there, and that's just what it's gonna be. What else? Oh, so now let's get into the food. So I'm going to take some pictures of everything because he loves pictures, aesthetically pleasing pictures. So I hope I do them justice and then send them to him because I'm opening all of this stuff up. So I needed all of this stuff for the Chinese food, so the Asian inspired dish. So to make it simple, they said that I don't have to get a rice cooker. I could get boil in the bag jasmine rice. So that's what I'm doing to make it a little bit easier. Then it calls for cornstarch. And I guess I could put all of this stuff out. So be back, and then I'll have everything in front of me. Okay, so I'm back, and so I purchased all of the food items, most of the food items, except for this rice. It was so many choices. I went to this international food store, epic, things in different languages, all kinds of different food and ingredients and sauces and seasonings and herbs and fruit. It was just phenomenal. It was amazing. I could have literally stayed in there all day, like a bit overwhelming if I did not have a list, but I had a list. So I don't know if I showed you these. So white sesame seeds, I purchased at the international store. I even purchased the canola oil, and it was very good prices, like comparable prices. And then rice vinegar. And so I asked this lady, I was like, first off, do you speak English? And she said yes. She was over there by the Asian food or Asian ingredients. And she said that this was the same as rice wine vinegar. So I never saw, like, the recipe called for rice wine vinegar, but yeah, I was like, where's the wine part of it? So she was like, all of these are rice wine vinegar, and I hope she was telling the truth, girl. Then the recipe called for soy sauce, and this is premium seasoning soy sauce. So not necessarily, I wouldn't put this on it like afterwards because I think that it may have more sodium. It's an all-purpose seasoning, and they said get low sodium, but I'm not gonna put a lot of this in here. I think like a tablespoon or a teaspoon, one or the other. But I wanted to get the real deal so it wouldn't taste funny, if that makes sense. We've decreased our salt intake, so I hope this works. Then they said oyster sauce. So I've never used oyster sauce before. It has no MSG, so I'm very interested to see how this will bring this dish to life. And then, so I bought a couple of additional items because I looked at like 2 or 3 recipes and they had similar ingredients. So the ingredients that I showed you there, those are like the consistent ingredients. And then one of them added sesame oil. So I got that. And then I don't know why, but I always hear about fish sauce. So that adds a little flavor too. Not sure if I'm gonna use that today, but this is definitely a gift for hubby because, you know, we're about to be cooking healthy. And then I know that he loves whenever we go to get Asian food or Chinese food specifically, he wants it to be spicy. And so I researched how to spice up Chinese food, and they say they use Thai sweet chili sauce. I don't know how true that is, but that's what they said they use. So I bought a bottle so he can, even if we, cause I don't mind spicy. Like we both like spicy food, but I wouldn't, he likes his spicy, to where your brow is sweating. And so, if I were to just order a Chinese dish, I would not get spicy. I would just get regular. But I still eat his. I'll still eat some spicy. So if he wanted to add a little bit more, he can. So that's that. So those are the things that are outside of the refrigerator. So Good Sis did some things. So I'm gonna put this up, or put this over to the side so I can take a picture, and I'll be back. So I'm back, and I did the same method that I did with the gifts, with the stuff in the refrigerator. So I got one of the trash bags, black trash bags, so you can't see what's in it, and it's tied in a knot, and you know, he's not going to the bottom of the refrigerator, so it was where all of the veggies normally are housed, but I like distributed them up at the top part of the refrigerator, and then just put this black bag in that area. And so what's in here is broccoli, fresh broccoli, and green onions. And so I'm about to wash those. And then your girl is making some fresh homemade egg rolls. And so they said to make things easier, get the pre-made coleslaw. Have you guys heard of Sprouts? It's like a farmer's market, but like a grocery store, like a chain store. They have great prices. But yeah, so I got that from here, from Sprouts. I got this from the International store just because I was there and the price was good. And then I got these to wrap the egg rolls. And so additionally, they came frozen. And so they thawed out in the refrigerator overnight. I purchased these yesterday, and it's a ton of them. But they say to keep them refrigerated or frozen. So after I peel off how many ever I'm gonna make egg rolls, I'm going to put them in a Ziploc bag and freeze them again, because I can keep them. And they thawed out pretty quickly, it seemed. And then I think I have one more thing in here. Oh, fresh garlic. So I usually cook with, just for the ease of everything, I cook with the already chopped or minced garlic, like in a jar. But since this is gonna be some homemade freshness, I want to use the homemade garlic. Now granted, my mom put me on to like making real garlic dishes, but lately I've just been using the convenient one in the jar. But today I'm going all out. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this bag up. Sorry for the sound, I'm not even thinking. Wash this stuff off and then start prepping. Okay, so I'm cleaning the veggies, and so they say what? 1 part distilled vinegar to 3 parts water. So, and I'll show you in a second. But you know what? I put too much in this one. In this bowl. So what I'm gonna do is, I literally don't have a stopper in the sink. I need to get one. I did purchase something that's really cool. So like things won't fall down the sink, and I'll show you in a second, but let me dry my hands. So this is what I'm doing, and so I put water in there and then the distilled vinegar. Can you see it? Yeah, there. And then I'm gonna let that soak for 15 minutes and then do the same thing with the other ones. And I just would rather put them in a bowl and flip it periodically than to put it in the sink because I don't have a sink stopper. But I like this. Oh, let me show you while this is sitting over here. Smelling to see if my hands smell like vinegar. So this is the thing that I was talking about. It's Cuisinart. I got it from TJ Maxx. Can you see that? Yeah, I love it. And so things won't fall down the sink. I have like a silicone one that my aunt or cousin got for me. But I changed that out. Why am I smelling? I'm sorry guys, I'm smelling my hands. Who does that? Who does that? I do that. Guilty. But yeah, let me just let this sit. And then I'm gonna take my pictures and start prepping. Okay, I'm back. And so I just finished the first broccoli portion, like washing it thoroughly. And then, so I hid the dessert too. So just being simple. Sara Lee cherry pie, we're gonna have it a la mode. And so I just put this behind my smoothie stuff. So, you know, whenever I make a smoothie, whenever we're making smoothies, I'm, you know, getting the smoothie stuff out. So I knew he wouldn't go back there, especially in a day or so. So I'm gonna do this first to kind of get this out of the way, I think. And then just warm it up so I can pay attention. So it says, preheat oven to 400, remove frozen pie from carton, cut 1-inch slits between the center of the top of the crust and crimped edges. Place frozen pie on baking sheet on center of the rack. Bake 400 for 55 to 60 minutes or until crust is golden. Remove baking pie from the oven while it's still on the baking sheet. Never handle pie. Baking tips. Baking pie on baking sheet helps crust to bake more evenly. Cover baking sheet with an aluminum foil for easy cleanup. Check pie after 45 minutes. If necessary, cover edges of crust with aluminum foil to avoid excessive browning. Do not cover center of pie. Okay, cool. So I don't need to let this sit out. That's what I was concerned about. So let that do what it do. And then, oh, shrimp. These are jumbo shrimp. So I'm gonna peel, devein these, peel, clean, devein these as well. So I just took those out. Should have been took those out, but it shouldn't take long. It's 10 o'clock. Legit woke up at 5:30 because Hubs has a class to take today. So he left at like 7:30 to be there at like 8. So anyway, I have until like 5. So good looking out, class. Good looking out, class. Good looking out. Good looking out. So I have time to film it and all of that stuff. So right now, I'm about to put the pie in, prep the shrimp, continue washing the vegetables, and I can bring the camera lower. So I'm gonna get my other tripod and so you can see me prep. Be back. Okay, so I've changed tripods and I'm just gonna put this right here. That's better. That's better. I think this is better. So you can see me. So I've changed directions. It's a bit dark. I'm gonna try to lighten it up a little bit. Or maybe let's see if that light will work. Yep, so I have the stove. Yeah, that's the stove. Warming up, and I'm just going to open up the pie and start the pie because I can let that be on just cruise control. They also said that I can use aluminum foil. So that's what I'm gonna do. They say for an easy cleanup. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Hands dirty. So I keep the packaging until I've completed the task. So I'm preheating the oven, and then they said cut four 1-inch slits between the center of the crust and the crimped edges. Ciao. Okay, I got you. I've seen this before. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just gonna do that like superficially. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And let's just, they said cover the edges so it won't get like burned. I guess, I don't think he cares if it's burnt. Like he likes well done stuff, not burnt, but you know. And so I'm gonna let it, it's on 255 degrees. That's on cruise control. So I'm going to come over here and get the onions out of here and rinse those off. And then do the same thing with this broccoli. I'm not putting a lot of vinegar in there. But enough, I feel, to do what it needs to do. So that's on cruise control. What else could I be doing at the moment? I could sit this on something because I need this bowl so it can dry. So I'm gonna line this. And then sit that there. And then I can use this bowl for the shrimp when I wash it out. So and I usually I don't use hot water, I use cold water and just let them soak a little bit. I think that letting them soak helps them to thaw out a little bit sooner. So, and I also leave the bag in here so I can take the shells off. And then I'm just gonna wash my hands. And I'm gonna try to clean up as I go because I think that'll be helpful for me. I did the dishes this morning, or meaning I did the dishes last night and then took them out of the dishwasher this morning. So to make everything a little bit easier. So here's the sink. So I have the shrimp thawing out and then I have the other broccoli. And I just turn it so it can get all immersed. Yeah, so. Okay, I got a new battery. The jasmine rice is done. And I'm just about to finish this deveining the shrimp. So, I guess I don't have to show this. I don't have to show this because I already gave you a preview. So I'll be back. So my phone went off and it's time to look at the pie. So I made the slits a little bit more prominent so it can cook throughout. And then I'm gonna put it in for another, it said 30 minutes, it said 55 minutes. So I'm gonna put it on for another 20 minutes and then assess. But it's looking good. It's not near as done as it should be, but that's where we are. So they're saying that the pie is ready. So what I can do is take it out and then put it in later. Right on time. Put it back in later. But it looks pretty good. I'm gonna sit it up here. I don't want any casualties. So that's the pie. And we're gonna have some ice cream, some vanilla bean ice cream. So cherry pie, did I say apple pie? Cherry pie a la mode. So that's done. Check. Dessert, check. Rice, jasmine rice, check. Again, I said that I was about to make the egg rolls. And just cleaning up as I go. I think I'm not gonna put any like protein or meat or tofu or anything in them. It's just gonna be a basic like egg roll with the cabbage and the carrots. I think that I'm gonna do that. So it calls for 3 cups. And I guess I can turn, what I'm gonna do is turn off the stove so it won't be so hot in here, because I'm hot, sis bro, I'm hot. And then I'm just cutting the egg roll wrappers. And the recipe calls for 6. So I'm just gonna take 6 wrappers out. Wow, how official am I? How official am I? So how many is this? 1, 2, 3. So I need 3 more. And then I'm just gonna put these in the freezer, the rest of them. I don't wanna rip them. Trying to get them as flat as possible. The one that I brought out by mistake. I'll be back.